Hi. For our AP biology project, we chose to cover the disease of albinism.
Our group consists of Carter Heidegger, Grayson Schack, and Gabe Long.
Albinism is an inherited condition that leads to someone having very light skin, hair, and eyes. It happens because they have less melanin than usual in their body. Melanin gives their skin, hair, and eyes their color. Except for vision problems, most people with albinism are just as healthy as other people.
So albinism is an autosomal recessive gene, which means it's not an autosomal dominant gene, and it is also a sex-linked gene. Because albinism is sex-linked, it is primarily found in males.
Albinism is most commonly found in the ethnicity of sub-Saharan African descent.
Albinism is not non-disjunction because all of the homologous chromosomes separates normally.
Albinism can be inherited through the parent genes, and it can also be passed down and be caused by a genetic mutation.
Some symptoms of an albino person could be pale skin, vision problems, eyes that are sensitive to light, eyes that are light blue, green, gray, or light brown, a lazy eye, or hair that is very light blonde, brown, or reddish.
It's very easy to notice traits of a person with albinism based on their physical appearance from a very young age.
Going into more depth about what I just said, doctors can determine if someone has albinism by a physical exam that includes checking skin and hair pigmentation. It can determine if a person has albinism as well as an eye exam. Doctors compare the pigmentation of a child's skin to their family members.
Because albinism is a genetic disorder, it can't be cured. Treatment focuses on getting proper eye care and monitoring skin for signs of abnormalities. Your care team may involve your primary care doctor and doctors specializing in eye care.
For albinism, studies are testing new treatments and tests as means to prevent, detect, treat, or manage this condition. Albinos have to take extra care of their skin, which includes wearing sunscreen most days, wearing protective clothing, and seeing their dermatologist about 2 times a year.
People with albinism can live a normal lifespan, but some forms of albinism can be life-threatening.
In the U.S., your chances of being albino are as low as 1 in 20,000, but in other countries, they can be as high as 1 in 3,000.
Here's a picture of Jalen Fisher, who plays basketball for TCU and suffers from albinism. Jalen Fisher is a great example of how albinism doesn't hold you back from doing things that normal people do. Jalen Fisher averaged almost 11 points per game and almost 4.2 assists per game. This is what famous singer and songwriter Harry Styles could look like if he had albinism.
I'm here with sophomore, upcoming junior, brown curly hair, god lacrosse player, Lukey Beats, with a fun fact about albinism.
People with albinism have a lack of skin pigmentation that makes them more susceptible to sunburn and skin cancers.
Another fun fact would be that genetic mutations are believed to be the main cause of albinism.
There are 4 different types of albinism, but a particular form known as ocular albinism, type 1, has been estimated to affect 1 in every 60,000 males, as it is inherited in an X-linked pattern. Although albinism is a genetic disease, it does not get worse or aggravated over time, and it does not affect any lifespan expectancy of any individuals with it. Individuals suffering from albinism can have very sensitive skin, which also makes them at a greater risk of developing skin cancer. A child with albinism might develop slower than most children, only because of visual problems, but will later learn to cope and then be fine.
easy go.